Okay, so this is the grammar practice in which let's see how it goes. Here we have you've been, so you have to realize here what it is and why is this in participle. So I hope you already know which verb in this case comes. You've been on a diet. David's chicken is still delicious. It was awesome. Was awesome. Your husband allergic to chocolate? Yes, he is. He is. That's a shame. You like your soup? I did, but it was a little too spicy for me. This seafood salad's fantastic. It's okay, but I'm not a big seafood eater. There are a lot of salt in the pasta sauce. Last night, I didn't think so. But I'm a little bit of a salt addict. So in this case, conversation what? Which one do you think it is the main answer in this case? Which can be more fixed in this conversation? So do you have any volunteer in this case? Betsabe, please.
Haven't you been on a diet?
Let's see. Excellent. So the other ones, please take note. Haven't you been on a diet? Yes, but it is driving me crazy. Excellent. What about conversation two? Carla, please.
Eh, hasn't David's chicken still delicious?
Excellent. Wasn't David's chicken still delicious? It was awesome. Excellent. Thank you so much, Carla. What about number three? We have two answers in this case. So, which one do you think it is? Anybody? Somebody? Nobody? Oh, in my buddies. Okay, what about in this case, please, Laura? What about number three? Nobody? Okay, so what about you in this case, Carlos? No, nobody. Look at this. Your husband allergic to chocolate, so Betsabe, please.
Isn't your husband allergic to chocolate?
Excellent. Isn't your husband allergic to chocolate? Yes, he is. That a shame. That a shame. So, what do you think is here? Just look at the answers are there. So, if I say, isn't your husband allergic to chocolate? Yes, he is. Isn't that a shame? Isn't that a shame? Okay. It's not too pretty common to see someone who is allergic to chocolate, but actually there exist people who are allergic. So in this case, it says, isn't that a shame? No es algo vergonzoso, okay? So that's the only thing. It's mostly common sense, okay? So what about number four in this case? You like your soup? I did, but it was a little too spicy for me. So in this case, which will be the correct construction? Mm, Number four. Look at this. My auxiliary verb. The only thing you have to know it is that the question negative.
Didn't.
Okay, perfect. Didn't you like your soup? I did. I did. But it was a little too spicy for me. This one, do not confuse with this answer. This is a long answer, okay? It's not short one. But look at this. This is the most direct and most nearly direct answer we have according to this picture. So be careful with that. Number 5. This seafood salad fantastic. So this is food salad. It can be replaced by it. So in this case, which or how will be the question tag in this case? In this case, number 5. How will be? Hmm? Maybe Marcela?
Isn't this seafood salad fantastic?
Excellent. Isn't this seafood salad fantastic? What about number 6 in this case? It says, there are a lot of salt, in the pasta sauce last night. I didn't think so, but I'm a little bit of a salad addict. So in this case, number 6, which will be my question? Yes, the question we have in this case. It must be in negative. What about you in this case, Carlos? No, Carlos?
Isn't.
Isn't, are you sure? Let's see. Wasn't. Okay. Wasn't there a lot of salad in the pasta sauce last night? How do we know it wasn't? First, simple past used need always a common sense of time expression in the past. And this is a common time expression that is last night. Last night referring to maybe yesterday night and other ones. Second one, here you have there. This I already told you that it was in past, and that's okay. But we can have two kind of past. Wasn't, didn't, have. Have, in this case, it is impossible because we don't have a specific time with have, unless we use since, okay? But look at this. We have there. And there is mostly used because it is kind of demonstrative for us to use it with the verb to be. There is, there are, there were, there was, and other ones. So in this case, we need a simple past. And not because of the there, because also last night. Do not forget that simple past is the only one who is going to admit it, a specific time expression. But what guide us in this case? Which simple past? Did or was or were? There. Because we don't know there did, there do, there not exist that. So we need the verb to be in simple past. And then I didn't think so, but I'm a little bit of a salad addict. Okay, salt addict. So in order you can take notes. Number 1, haven't. Number 2, wasn't. Number 3, isn't. Then number 3, letter B, isn't. Number 4, in this case, didn't. Number 5, isn't. Number 6, wasn't. Okay, so now let's continue with this kind of practice. So here we have the practice conversation from the exercise we did. Haven't you been a diet? Yes, but it's driving me crazy. Wasn't David's chicken stew delicious? It was awesome and so on. Okay, so for conversation 1, and I think we are completed with this. So for conversation 1, please, I would like 2 volunteers in order to roll this small conversation. A short conversation, not a small. Short conversation. So in this case, please, Abraham, Ali, and Betsabe. Abraham, you will be leader A, conversation 1, and Betsabe, B, conversation 1. So you can start.
Yes. ¿Empiezo?
Yes?
Okay. Haven't you been on a diet?
Yes, but isn't driving me crazy.
Excellent. Yes, but it's driving me crazy. Number 2 in this case, Carla, letter A, and Carlos, letter B.
Okay. Haven't you been on a diet?
Yes, but it's driving me crazy.
Wasn't David's chicken stew delicious?
It was awesome.
Excellent.
Isn't your husband allergic to chocolate?
Yes, he isn't that shame.
Okay, I say
Didn't
until that, that's okay. Thank you so much. Now you did the 3. Number 4 in this case, Cecilia, letter A, and Cristel, letter B, number 4.
Did you like your soup?
I did, but it was a little too spicy for me.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Estrella, conversation number 5, letter A, and Laura, conversation 5, letter B.
Okay, teacher.
Estrella.
It's okay, but I'm not a big seafood eater.
Excellent. And the last one, please. Marcela, conversation 6, letter A, and Karen, conversation 6, letter B.
Wasn't there a lot of salt in the pasta sauce last night?
I didn't think so, but I am a little bit of salad addict.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So, do not forget how it is used. It can be complicated, but it has to be more with the common sense at the moment. So, here we have new communicator activator. Do not forget that mostly of the communicator activators are used in this case in the part of speaking in section of your evaluation. Yes, mostly part of speaking. That is compound for 50 questions. Yes, over 20. So look at this communication activator in which it says, now let's make an excuse for declining food. This conversation model help us in our case to, in this case, reuse someone who has apologized with, okay? Maybe someone told you, I don't know, maybe you cook something delicious with meat, but the person reacts to you and tells you, no, I cannot eat that. So how you are going to answer to that rejection, okay? Because it's not only thing that you are going to be mad or you're going to be angry because that person, I don't know, reject to you to eat your food. Not. Because we have to answer, no worries, it's okay, not a problem, okay? So take into account the social language. So I will play the audio in this case in order you can listen this conversation how it is in its natural speech. And then I will need two volunteers in order to play the role and practice your pronunciation as well. So I will play.
Please help yourself.
Thanks, but I'll pass on the chicken.
Don't you eat chicken?
Actually, no. I'm avoiding meat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
No worries. There are lots of other things on the table I can eat.
Excellent. So in this case, please, I would like two volunteers. Two volunteers who would like to read and take the roles of letter A and letter B. Cristel, perfect. Cristel, you will do letter A. Any other volunteer for letter B? Laura, excellent. So, Cristel, letter A, and Laura, letter B. Do not forget intonation, please.
Please help yourself. Thanks, but I'll pass on the chicken. Don't you eat chicken? Actually, no. I'm avoiding meat. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. No worries. There are lots of other things on the table I can eat.
Excellent. Thank you so much, you both. So, as you could see here, we have please help yourself. Thanks. But I will pass on the kitchen. When we say please help yourself, it like means that they give you to you and offering to you to have the permission in order to start eating. Okay. In some cultures, as you know, it's not necessary that the older person or maybe any kind of belief they have to start to eating. No, it's pretty common, but it's always well seen that you have to be careful with those signals, okay? Then it says, thanks, but I will pass on the chicken, I'm sorry. Don't you eat chicken? Actually, no. I'm avoiding meat. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. This also, we already know how to say I'm sorry, or ways to say sorry. I didn't know that. No worries. There are a lot of other things on the table I can eat. No worries. It's okay. There are lots of other things on the table I can eat. Not a problem. There are lots of other things on the table I can eat. So it can be used these three in order to have the same meaning. So take this into account whenever you are going to be maybe in a conversation with other cultures, especially because you are going to find very kind of common that other persons do not accept or decline to you to invite to you any or invited them any food. This is pretty common. Okay, so here you have the communication activator, the recycle language. In this case, thanks, but I will pass on there. Here you can write, you can put whatever, I don't know, in this case, food you are talking to. It's not necessary to say with chicken, everything with chicken, not necessarily. And this will be the same as here. You can write it down any food. But of course, it has to be repeated. Thanks, but I will pass on on the salad. Don't you eat salad? Actually not. And in this case, you can give your reasons. Okay, your reason. I'm allergic to that and whatever it is. Sorry, I didn't know that. And here, no worries, not a problem, it's okay. Okay? So this is the recycle language we said before. Is to be crazy about, big pizza either, with ice cream either, with vegetable either, fruit either, the drinker as well, not only with it, but also with drink. I'm an addict to what? Pizza, hamburgers, chicken, meat, beef, whatever it is. Can stand for what? Not care for what, okay? So all of these you can use. This recycle language is perfectly to be fixed in this part. Actually, no. And there you can have your reasons for declining, in this case, something that someone is inviting to you. These are more phrases for decline, so take this into account. And now, this is the keep talking. It says, read the instructions below and watch the videos for ideas. So here we are going to find how some phrases are used to offer drinks and other foods. One thing we have to learn is if you are going to avoid something, if you are going to decline something, first you have to learn how to offer something, okay? And then how these three people are talking about food patience. So give me a second. I will share again my screen. I don't know what is going on with this. Okay, now yes, please. Any interference you're going to tell me, please. I don't know. In my screen something appears and now it's different. Okay, we have 10 minutes, so I think the minute and 11 and a half we are going to continue. So Look at how it is used in this case, all the phrases, all the language in this kind of conversation with these three people. And then we are going to continue with the topic.
Let's role-play the conversation. Keep talking. Offer drinks and other foods. Talk about your food passions. Say as much as you can.
Valerie, please, help yourself.
Thanks, but I'll pass on the broccoli.
Don't you eat broccoli?
Actually, I'm not crazy about green vegetables. But no worries, there are lots of other things on the table I can eat.
How about you, Ben?
Thanks. I'll pass. I'm not a big broccoli eater.
How about some potatoes?
Thanks.
Valerie?
Actually, I'm on a diet. I'm avoiding starchy vegetables these days.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Not a problem. Hey, that looks delicious.
It's a tomato salad.
I love tomatoes.
Ben?
Actually, I'm allergic to tomatoes, so no thanks.
Would you like something to drink? There's iced tea and orange juice.
Iced tea for me, please.
And how about you, Ben?
Actually, I think I'll have the orange juice.
Okay, so as you could see in this case, this person, it was more friendly to offer drinks and other foods to other person, okay? And it's pretty common to ask before to serve in other places. In our context, it's not too common because actually it's to be more served than to be asked. So it will be uncommon in culture. So now, this is the grammar used to and used to. Important to know it, yes, because it's not only going to be with negative or no questions and positive answer, the ones that we already seen. So in this case, this grammar is most used to describe and to express what things were true in the past, but now in the present are not true. It has to be in this case with things that maybe we ate in the past and that was okay, but something happened that now we don't like that kind of food. Okay? So here is the used to and used to. How we use this one? Used to and used to plus the base form of a verb. Which is the base form of a verb? Well, actually, the ones we use with to, the infinitive one. To be, to eat, to have, to drink, and other ones, okay? Do not forget, we need, because the construction of this part is with the infinitive, used to. So we need, in this case, the base form of the verb. We don't need to conjugate the verb. It's not needed. Okay, so be careful with that. For example, here it says, we use these constructions to describe things that were true in the past, but are no longer true in the present, for any situation that can happen in the past. For example, here, I used to be crazy about chocolate, but now I'm allergic to it. So what can happen in this case that used to be crazy about chocolate, but now this person is allergic to it? My daughter didn't used to eat meat, but now she wants it twice a day. As a question, did you used to eat a lot of sugar? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. All in this case can be answered in this case, as this case. Yes, I used to. No, I didn't used to. Second one in this case, didn't you used to eat a lot of pasta? Yes, and I still do. Yes, and I still do. With a negative question and confirmation answer. What do you used to have without your coffee? Milk, but now I like it black. Why did you used to eat so many eggs? Because I like them. I like them. Okay, so something to be noticed. We know that when we answer with simple past, use. The verb of use as a base form is regular verb. What does it mean is a regular verb that we only have to add ed or the at the end of the verb. It's not too much complex. So for answers in this case like this, I used to be crazy about chocolate, but now I'm allergic to it. Look at that, it is in simple past. In which moment we use el used to, the used to, when we are going to do negative statement in simple past. Didn't used to eat, because we know that the auxiliary verb already adopt the negative statement. So we don't need to repeat in this case or to do something negative. And also, my auxiliary verb did is doing in this case the action, the time action in this case that is simple past. So that's why I don't need to convert my main verb into simple past. And it will be the same for questions. Here I have my auxiliary verb, then I have here my main verb. So I don't need to change it. I don't need to say it. Did you used? No. Did you used to eat a lot of sugar? Nothing else. Okay? And the answer is what? And the answer, it is the same. Yes, I used to. No, I didn't used to. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Okay, it will depend on the context and how you will express the idea. But be careful. If it is negative, the auxiliary verb already adopt the negative statement and the time expression. And then we have the main verb. We don't have to write it down into simple past. Okay? Now, be careful with that. They used to, but when it's negative equation once, they didn't used to. Did they used to? We don't need to change with the D as simple past. Okay? Just to remember, because this is the same to use simple past statements. So be careful with this. For example, here we have of this girl. I used to be a big coffee drinker, but now I can't stand it. Something particular to these sentences is that you have to first write it down into simple past. I used to be crazy about chocolate, comma. My daughter didn't used to eat meat, comma. Because then you are going to give the reason, or maybe you are going to explain the present one. That's something different from other sentences we already seen before. In this case, it is a compound sentence in which we have two time expressions, simple past and simple present. Simple past and simple present, okay? So take that into account. Unless it will be like this question, did you used to eat a lot of sugar? Yes, I did. Yes, I used to. No, I didn't. No, I didn't used to. And other ones, it can be short answers that we already know. Okay, so be careful with this. It's important, yes, and you're going to get used to use a lot of these kind of phrases. It's pretty common to use in any conversation. Okay, so this is the notice grammar. Now let's see how it is worked in a conversation. Okay, so here we have please. In this case, underline. In this conversation, we already listen and see before. In which moments do we use used to and used to? Underline in your books all the answers you have in this case. In all the conversation, in which moment they are using used to or used to, okay? And then, yes, the call is going to end. So please join again, okay?